Okay, this is my sample answer. Okay, so basically for this exercise, you will ask user to enter how many cylinder and cone to be determined. So your looping for while and for will be based on this value, right? So let's say user said he want to determine 2 cylinder and cone. So the looping will be 2 times. Okay. So this is my sample answer. Okay, this is when I use while. So I have count, I have variable count. This variable count as a counter to check whether that while looping need to be looped or not. Okay, that while looping is still in the in the range of number of cylinder and cone. Okay, so I have count equal to 0, initial value as a 0. And then I will ask user how many cylinder and cone to be determined. So this value will be stored in variable num cy_con. Okay, and then after that I will have while statement. So for my while statement, I have expression or condition. My expression is I will check if the value of count is less than value of num cy_con. Okay, so if the value of cone is less than this value, I will do while statement here. Okay, while statement here. And then after that, I will increase the count number by 1. Okay. So after that, while statement will check again with the expression here whether that count is less than num cy_con. Okay. So here means that as long as my count value is less than num cy_con, so the while looping will be looped. Okay. Once the count value is equal to num cy_con, the while looping will be stopped and the compiler will stop the while looping and get out from the while statement. Okay. Okay. So if I run this one, let's say I said how many cylinder and cone to be determined. Let's say I said 3. Okay, so enter radius for cylinder. So now I'm going to calculate for the first cylinder and cone. Let's say I put 3 and then I put 4. Cone is 5, 2. Okay, now the second cylinder and cone. Okay, now the third cylinder and cone. Okay, and then done. So means that this while statement is looped 3 times. Okay, faham class? Do you understand, guys? Is it okay?
Doktor
Boleh?
lagi.
Boleh?
Dia tak faham lagi cara tu yang count tu function. Cara
Count ni
count
function macam mana? Dia akan increase the number of count. Sebab the count here is equal to 0 because we want to check this count. We want to make condition here. So as long as this value of count is less than number of count here, number of cylinder and cone here, we will do this looping. Okay? And then after that, we will increase the count to make sure it will be increased also here. Okay. Kalau awak debug, contohnya, okay, let we debug. Okay, so now count is 0. Okay. And then we ask user how many cylinder and cone to be determined. Let's say I said 2. Okay, so first we will check, we will have condition here. If count 0 less than 2. Okay. So, yes, now count is less than 2. So the output will be true. So once true, we will do the while statement inside here. Okay, so we will do here. Okay, so let's say I put 3 and then 6 and then 5 and then 7. Okay. And then after that, I'm going to calculate the volume for cylinder, volume for cone, and then I print the value, and then I check, do the selection here to determine in which category that volume for cylinder and volume for cone. So, and okay, here I will count equal to count plus 1 ni adalah macam mana nak cakap dia counter to control the looping here. Kita nak control looping ni, kita letak count equal to count plus 1. Okay. So when you have count equal to count plus 1, so now you have 1. So kita boleh control that looping tu. Okay. If we didn't do any increment here, the looping will be loop infinitely. Okay, dia akan loop sampai bila-bila. Okay. So now our count is 1. So kita check lagi lah. 1 less than num CY, CON, yes, true. So kita akan proceed buat the second the second cylinder and cone. Okay. Okay. So now we have this one. Okay. Okay. So after that, we do the count. Count equal to count plus 1. Okay. 1 plus 1 will equal to 2. So now our count is 2. It will check again with the while condition. 2 less than 2, it is false. So bila false, dia akan keluar from while looping. Okay. So means that here, count ni, this count is actually a variable to control our looping. Okay. Boleh kelas? Understand?
Boleh. Faham, Doktor.
Okay, good. So this one,
the second line after while.
Doktor.
the second line,
After while there is print, and at the end there is count plus 1. What's that for?
oh, this one is nothing. It is like this. Because our count here is 0. Okay. So I just want to print this one. Radius and height for cylinder and cone number 1. If we didn't put plus 1, it will print 0 here. 0, 1 like that. Okay. So this one just a guideline to the user to tell them currently we are calculating radius of height for cylinder and cone number 1. Something like that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Okay, so this is for while. So now I'm going to do for 4. I'm going to show to you the sample for 4. Okay, so this is for 4 statement. Okay. So for 4 statement, also I'm going to ask user how many cylinder and cone to be determined. So let's say user said 2. So I'm going to do the for looping 2 times. Okay. So if user put here any numbers, okay, any value here. So my for will be looped in the range of this value. Okay. Okay. So let's say I debug here. Okay. Let's say I put 2. So means that now my for will be looped in sequence of range 2. Okay. So basically the for will be looped 2 times. Okay. Starting from 0 until what class? 0 until 2 or 0 until 1?
1, Doctor.
0 until 1. Okay. Because it's starting from 0 and then 1. So complete 2 loops. Okay. Okay. So index in the range of 0 with the loop of 2. Okay. So we will do this one. Okay. The same thing. The same thing as in the while. Okay. So we will calculate this one. Okay. So now index number 1. Okay. Okay, so done. Okay, so now it is done. So the range of 2 is done. Okay, so for looping is for looping it how many loops in for looping is determined from here. Okay, determined from here. However, for while looping it will based on this condition. Okay, so I hope you can understand the difference between looping for while and also looping for Okay, class? Boleh? Can we proceed?
Boleh doktor.
Okay. So next we going to to discuss this one. Okay. This one basically similar. Okay. This one. Okay. Uh, So if you're able to come up with this type of output, so means that your coding is correct. Okay. However, based on your answer, some of you give to me a very complicated style of coding. Okay. Even though it is correct, but it is quite complicated. So I'm going to show to you my sample answer. Okay. So basically what we want to do is we will ask user to enter the coordinate x and y, and then we will determine in which quadrant that coordinate fall in, and then after that we're going to ask user, do you want to repeat or not? So means that here our while statement will be looped based on this condition. Okay, so as long as the repeat answer is yes, which is 1, it will be loop. Okay, but when user answer no, which is 0, so our what we call our while looping will be stopped. Okay, so here is my example. Mana intermediate. Okay, this one. Okay, so this is how I do it. Okay, so I will have one variable. My variable name is repeat. This variable will let while loop will be loop. Okay, as long as repeat is 1. Okay, okay, so as long as repeat is 1, I will loop that looping. Okay, sorry. Kenapa saya tulis pelik sangat saya rasa bila baca balik. Okay, mungkin semalam saya tulis dalam keadaan tengah buat kerja lain. Okay, so never mind. So means that here, as long as my repeat value is 1, I will repeat this while statement. Okay, so this is how I did. So I have repeat equal to 1. My initialized value is 1. And then I have while statement. And inside my while statement, I have expression. Repeat equal to 1. Okay, I will check. I will make a comparison whether my repeat value is equal to 1. So, as long as it is 1, I will do all this statement. Okay. And then, after that, I'm going to ask user, do you want to repeat? If user said yes, so my value of yes, which is 1, will be stored in this repeat. Okay. So, and then after that, I will check again here. Okay. If the value of repeat is still 1, I will do this statement. Okay, and then I will ask again user, do you want to repeat? But let's say user said no, which is 0. So the value for repeat here is 0. When it check again in the while condition here, repeat 0 equal to 1, which is false. So the while statement will be stopped and will print thank you. Okay, do you understand guys? Ada yang dapat buat macam ni? Understand guys?
Yes.
Okay, good. So now, let's debug. Okay, kita debug je So I have repeat. Okay, you can see here, my repeat is 1. So I check with my while expression. Repeat 1 equal to 1. Yes, true. So it will do the while statement. Okay, and then we will determine in which quadrant. Okay, so now we get that coordinate in quadrant 1. Okay, now we ask user, do you want to repeat? So if yes, 1. If no, 0. So let's say I said 1. Okay. So now our repeat is maintain 1. Okay. 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 So we check again because while dia akan check when we using while statement, it will check again with the condition in the while. Okay. So current repeat is still 1. So 1 equal to 1, yes, true. So it will do again the while statement inside that while statement. Okay. So we just enter. Okay, so now we get that coordinate in quadrant 1. Okay, so we will ask again user, do you want to repeat? So let's say user said no, 0. Okay. Okay. So now you can see that our repeat is 0. The value of repeat is 0. So when we check with the condition in while expression, 0 equal to 1, which is false. So when false, we will stop the while statement. So we will go outside and we will print thank you. Okay, faham class? Understand?
Faham.
Okay, so it is very easy, right? Okay. Okay. Boleh kelas faham ke semua orang mengantuk ni baru lepas makan tengah hari?
Faham itu.
Faham?
Faham, Doktor.
Okay. Faham Faham Okay. So now we move to the next exercise. Yang ni pun sama. Basically similar to this one except that we use the robot arm program. Okay. So you can see here I have repeat equal to 1 and I have while repeat equal to 1. And then all the codes for the robot arm is inside the while statement. Okay. And then after that, I will ask user, do you want to repeat? Okay. So if user said yes, which is 1, we will loop this while statement. When user said no, we will check here, which is false. And then we will stop the while statement. We will print thank you. Okay. Similar to the previous example lah, previous answer. Okay, class? Boleh? Can we proceed to the next exercise, class?
Boleh, Doktor.
Okay, boleh.
Boleh.
That's the spirit. Okay, jom kita buat exercise ni. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to do this exercise. This exercise is about the income tax rates. Okay, sebab ni bulan berapa? April kan? Kalau bulan April, biasanya ayah mak awak kena bayar cukai ni. So, sama lah dengan saya. Saya tak bayar lagi. So, kita buat exercise ni. Okay, so this table shows an income tax rates for LHDN Malaysia. The table consists of 6 different range of taxable yearly salary in RM, calculation in RM, base tax in RM, excess rate in percentage. Okay, develop a program that allow user, a company, to calculate their employees' income tax. Okay, so now means that this user, the user of your program will be a company. So that company want to calculate the tax rate for their employee. Bukan tax rate, income tax. Okay. That company want to calculate income tax to their employee. Okay. They want to see how much that their employees need to pay. Okay. So the formula is like this. Tax equal to taxable yearly salary minus the first RM in calculation. Okay, this one. Times excess rate, this one. Plus base tax, this one. Okay. Okay. So we have here six range. Number 1 is from 0 until 20,000. Number 2 is 2001 until 50,000. Number 3 is 50,001 until 100,000. And until 1 juta ni, okay. 1 million. 1 million and 1 and more, they must pay this one. Okay. So, let's say here, for this one, for this range, the first RM 5,000 they don't need to pay any tax. There is no base tax and there is no excess tax. However, for the next 15,000, they need to pay 150 plus with excess tax here. Okay, so for example here we have this one. For example, the taxable yearly salary for the employee is 65,000. So 65,000 falls under the range number 3, which is this one. Okay, 65,000. The calculation will be tax equal to 65,000, which is taxable yearly salary, minus 50,000 here. Okay, minus 50,000. Okay, minus 50,000 because the first RM in calculation. The first RM in calculation for this range is 50,000. So that's why here you minus with 50,000 times excess rate here. So excess rate here is this one, 21. So 0.21. Okay, plus with base rate. Base rate here is this one, 1,800. So plus with 1,800. So this employee need to pay 4,950. Okay, so this is the example. Okay. Okay, so I want you to develop this coding to calculate the tax for the employee. The sample output is like this. Okay, so you will ask user to enter the employee ID, employee name, and then taxable yearly salary, and then your coding we calculate, and then you will print out the employee ID, employee name, and taxable yearly salary, and also the tax that you have calculated. And then after that, you will ask user, do you want to continue? If user said yes, they will calculate for the second employee. And then if user said yes again, they will calculate for the third employee. However, when the user said no, don't want to calculate anymore, the while looping will be stopped. Okay, and then after that you will print out, thank you, you have computed 3 employees tax because 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I want you to do it now. How many minutes that you want? Tak boleh lah bagi jam, minit je. How many minutes? How long you want to settle this exercise?
30.
30 minutes. Okay, boleh? So 30 minutes means that we will meet again at 3 Okay, kita jumpa at 3, okay? Okay. This is my sample. Okay? So maybe you maybe your flow or your logic little bit different from mine. So it's okay as long as the output is similar, okay? So in this sample answer, okay, first I just print that display text computation system, this one, because I just follow one by one of this output, okay? So I will print out text computation system here. So in my coding, I have this one, print text computation system, okay? And then I have \n because I want to enter here, okay? And then I have a repeat, okay? This variable repeat is to control my while looping, okay? And then I have another variable. The name of variable is num employee or num NUMEMP. So this one will control the number of employee that company calculated, okay? Calculate the income tax for that employee, okay? So the initialized value for that num employee also 1, okay? By default, that company will calculate 1 employee, okay? So after that, I have while statement, and the expression condition is here, repeat equal to 1, okay? So means that as long as that repeat value is 1, the while looping will be loop, okay? So inside my while statement, I will ask user to enter employee ID. Okay, so you can see here, I put in the employee ID. The variable name is EMP ID. Okay, Why I put integer here? Because I want to let user to be able to enter 0 at the beginning. Okay, 0, 3, 6, 7, something like that. Okay, so that's why I put int. And then next, I'm going to ask user to enter employee name, and I will put in the variable name emp and ame. Okay, and then after that, I will ask user to enter taxable yearly salary in RM, and that value will be stored in employee year salary, emp year salary. Okay, so here is the selection to check that that taxable yearly salary in which category. Okay, so we will determine in which category, and then we will calculate the tax based on that category. Okay, so let's say the taxable yearly salary, which is EMP year salary, in between 0 until 5,000, the tax will be 0. Okay, but if this condition is false, so I will check with elif with another condition, which is if that employee year salary is between 5,001 until 20,000, I will calculate the tax based on this formula. Okay, employee year salary minus 5,000 times with 0.01 plus 150. Okay, but if this condition also not true, so I'm going to check with another elif, which is in the category of 2001, 20,001 until 50,000. So this is the tax formula. Okay, the difference will be the value of employee salary minus with the first calculation of RM times with the percentage plus with the base tax. Okay, until here, if employee salary is more than 1 million and 1, so I'm going to calculate this one. Okay, however, if all the category is false, I will do the else here, which is I will print yearly salary is negative. Tak ada duit. Okay, and then after that, after we have determined the category of that tax and we have calculated the tax, I will print out the value here. Okay, I will print this value. I'm going to print this value. Ini. Okay. So here, I just print out employee ID from employee ID, employee name from employee name, taxable yearly salary from employee year salary, and tax from tax. Okay. And then I will ask user, do you want to continue? So if user said yes, okay, means that the repeat is 1. I will check here if repeat equal to 1. So if it is true, I will increase the number of employee. Employee will be increased 1. So means that here, when user want to calculate another employee, I will increase the number of employee in with 1 value. Okay. Okay. So basically, the first value is 1. So when user said yes, he want to continue, so I will increase to the employee is 2. So means that now I'm going to calculate for the next employee. Okay. So if let's say user said no. So here is no. So this employee will be not increased. Okay. And then after that, after the repeat is no, when they check here, which is false, so I will stop this while statement. I will print, thank you, you have completed berapa, okay, how many employee based on this value, and then employee's tax. Okay, understand guys? Understand?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes,
let's,
madam.
okay, kita debug let's debug. Okay. Okay, let's debug. So this one just to print out the display here. And then I have repeat equal to 1. So repeat is equal to 1. And then now I have employee equal to 1 as well. So means that here by default I'm going to calculate for the first employee. So that's why employee here is 1. Okay. So when we go to the while statement, we will check with the condition here. If repeat 1, which is the value, current value is 1, equal to 1. Yes, correct. Okay. So we will do this statement. We will ask the user employee ID, and then we will ask employee name. Okay. And then we will ask the salary. Let's say salary will be 65,000. Okay, so now we check with this if else statement. 65,000 more than or equal to 0. True. And then it will check with is it less than or equal to 5,000, which is false. So because we use n boolean, so true and false will be false. Okay, so it will check to with another condition. Okay, here 65,000 more than or equal to 5,001. Yes, true. And 65,000 less than or equal to 20,000, which is false. So true and false will be false. Okay, so we will check with another condition. Okay, 65,000 more than or equal to 20,001, which is true. 65,000 less than or equal to 50,000, which is false. So true and false will be false. Okay, so we check with another condition. 65,000 more than or equal to 50,001. Yes, true. And 65,000 less than or equal to 100,000, which is true. True and true will be true. Okay, so once true, they will do the condition here. They will do the statement for this condition. Okay, for this condition. So we will calculate the tax here. Tax equal to 65,000 minus 50,000 times 0.21 plus 1,800. So we will get the tax to be paid is 5,950. Okay. And then after that, we going to print this one. Employee ID, which is 98. And then employee name, we will print employee name, which is Tin. And then we will print taxable yearly salary, RM, 65,000. And then we will print the tax that have been calculated, which is RM, 5,950. Okay. So after that, we ask user, do you want to repeat? So let's say user said yes. So it will do the repetition. Okay. So now let's say user said yes. Okay. So once user said yes, they will check with the if repeat, which is current repeat is 1 equal to 1. Yes, true. So once true, they will do this statement, which is num employee equal to num current employee is 1 plus 1 will be 2. Okay. So now you can see here our num employee is 2 and our repeat remain 1. Okay. So they will do again with the while statement. And we'll check the condition in the while expression. So repeat is 1 equal. Is it equal to 1? Yes, correct. So true. They will do this statement. Okay. Let's say now I put 065. Okay. And then I have the yearly salary. Let's say my yearly salary is 150,000. Okay. Okay, so when we check with this if else, in which category, guys? In which one? 150,000. This category is not this category, this one, or this one. In which category, guys, it will falls?
Line 19 tu.
19, okay, this one, Okay, so correct. So it will falls under this one. So when they calculated, they got the salary tax to be paid is 18,000. Okay. So now we will print out that value. Employee ID is 65. Employee name is Rin. Taxable yearly salary is 150,000. The tax is 18,000. Okay. Okay. Now we will ask again, user, do you want to continue? So let's say now user said no, I don't want to continue anymore. So when we check with the repeat, our current repeat is 0 because user enter 0 here. Okay, user enter 0 here. So now our repeat is 0. So when we check if repeat 0 equal to 0, the answer will be false. Okay, so when false, we will not do this one. Okay, we will skip this statement. We will directly check with the repeat. Okay, repeat 0 equal to 1, which is false. So when false, we will not do the while statement. We will stop the while looping. We will go here. We will go outside the while looping. We will print, thank you, you have computed how many employee based on num employee here, which is 2. Okay, so you have computed 2 employees tax. Okay, so kita dah print kat sini. Okay, understand guys? Okay guys, boleh?
Yes.
Tanya.
Ya.
Masa kat final nanti, final exam.
Tak ada final exam.
Oh tak ada. Oh sebab saya macam
Apa dia? Tak dengar.
pemahaman dekat calculation itu lain. Itu saya tanya kalau contoh macam soalan tu bagi calculation ni macam ni tapi saya faham lain, lepas tu saya coding ikut pemahaman saya tu kira salah kan.
Calculation dia awak nak guna macam mana? Kalau dia bagi calculation macam ni, awak nak guna calculation macam mana?
Sebab macam yang dia contoh kat nombor 4 tu,
Nombor 4, mana?
kan dia pecah jadi 2 bahagian, satu 100,000 dengan 300 kan.
Yang mana ni? Yang nombor 4.
Kan yang start daripada 300,000 yang baru ada excess tax. Jadi benda tu nak kena pecahkan 2 ke tak?
Macam mana saya tak dengar? Dia tersekat-sekat.
Oh jangan saya pakai earphone je. Sebab
Hello.
Ya, ya.
Yang dekat dia start kira 0.24% tu daripada yang 0.4 tu start daripada 300,000 kan. Jadi nak kena pecahkan 2 ke ataupun boleh campurkan je?
Nak boleh campur macam ni. Awak follow je yang ni. Awak guna formula ni je. Tak, awak tak perlu buat formula baru. Kalau formula dah diberi, awak follow je formula tu.
Okay, faham.
Okay. Do you have any other question guys?
No, doktor.
No
No, doctor.
Senang kan?
Yes, doctor.
Ya, senang. Bagus. Itulah spirit kita nak. Okay. Saya stop dulu recording.